Hello, Warren.
Hi,
How are you?
Silver Tiger. I'm good. How are you?
Oh, I'm well, thanks, mate. What a tremendous...
Silver Tiger. I like that name.
You like that one?
I like the name, yeah, Silver Tiger. It sounds majestic.
Oh, thank you very much
a magazine
indeed.
Or a radio, or what is it? The media.
Oh, online media.
Fantastic. Even better. That's a good one. It's memorable.
Oh, you're a gentleman. Thank you very much indeed. It's a tremendous privilege to speak with you. We're absolutely thrilled that you're coming up to the Soundwave Festival with the rest of the Vandals, although the insurance companies must have shit themselves when they realised there were Vandals coming.
Yeah, I mean, it's right there on the paperwork. Yeah, you would think that they would be like, well, I don't know. We're not going to insure these guys because they break stuff.
Indeed. Oh, what a remarkable career.
It's amazing. We've never been hassled in immigration for that.
Oh, that's
we
good.
get hassled for other, but not that. Yes, I think that they're not in the band. They've actually, there's been times where we show up with guitar cases they thought were like shotgun cases for some reason. Went to Europe one time.
Oh, no.
Like, why would we bring shotguns to Europe?
It wasn't Germany, was it, where they have no sense of humour?
No. This was in Amsterdam, and they're not going to stop you for going in ever. It was the only time where people take shit out of here. It's all where the weed was and everything. We're like, why would anyone smuggle anything into Amsterdam? It didn't make any sense.
You'd think that'd be the most chill place in the world.
Well, yeah, exactly. Well, but Hitler's dad, speaking of Germany, Hitler's father was a customs agent. So it's a certain personality type that raises certain awful children that go into customs.
Indeed. What a remarkable career you've had personally. I mean, Oingo Boingo, Tenacious D, Gwen Stefani, The Offspring, producer, composer, writer, actor. You should be the poster boy for Carpe Diem.
For what? Sorry, what was it?
For Carpe Diem, for Seize the Day.
Oh, Carpe Diem. Oh, yeah, exactly. Or yeah, exactly. I'm trying to think what it would be. Maybe like I don't know, what would that be? I'm trying to think. Not seizing. Seizing requires some kind of like proactive element because a lot of it seemed like it more falls in your lap. It's maybe like Accept the Day.
Accept the Day sounds good. Look, where did it all start for you, Warren?
With music, generally speaking, I don't know. If you're a weirdo and you kind of just whatever, and people, it's just you kind of tend to find things that you gravitate towards. Like if you're like a nerd, you like science, whatever. But I was encountered guitar very early. I was about 6, so I was like, oh, cool, I'll do this instead of have friends or try and deal with the other shit. Stop that. So,
I mean, but hailing from Huntington Beach and being around the punk scene or the punk rock scene of Black Flag, Bad Religion, the Dickies,
that was the other savior. The guitar came, and then the punk rock came a few years later. I was like, oh my God, this is great. Now I can do something with it.
Absolutely. You joined the Vandals in 1989 and have been a fixture ever since. What made the move to the Vandals so right for you for so long?
It's never felt right. Just kidding. I know it's actually this is actually there's a lesson here. There's actual from it's the kind of thing like a total moron every once in a while does something genius or just something actually like maybe wise. What I was friends with, me and Dave were very good friends, the singer, and we were hanging out like I was probably in my early 20s. And I was like, oh, we were going out every night, and just dicking around and hanging out and then just trying to pick up chicks for like a year. Like I was like, hey, our guitar player, do you want to play? I was like, oh, okay. And I was like, oh, this is fun because if you're in a band with people you like or you hang out anyway, it doesn't suck. It just makes you want to kill each other or break up or just hate your life in general and realize, really take a hard look at like what you're wasting your time on. So,
indeed, it'll make life on the road so much easier, I would imagine.
I think it applies to everything. It's one of those things. If you have an opportunity, like if you're considering maybe, if there's this job or that job, and this person's cooler, I'd go with the cooler one. The one the person you're going to enjoy more because. Yeah, I think that's our kind of kumbaya kind of lesson from that, I guess.
Absolutely.
In this punk rock context of doing creepy things in various around the world.
I can only imagine. You're obviously a fan of the music before you joined.
Well, yeah, we were. I'm the young guy in the band, which is just fucking ridiculous. What? So yeah, I don't even. It's not. I couldn't tell you how old I am because I stopped keeping track. It's just. you seem to get. You have good information. You're actually the most prepared interviewer I've talked to in quite a while. I mean, you get your bam. Very professional. I'm very impressed. So you're doing what you're meant to do.
Oh, look, it's just been.
It's pleasure. It's like a grand juggler.
I'm trying not to go all fanboy on you.
Oh, well, no, it's just, hey, you did your homework, and it's, and through the lens of the journalist comes the information or the questions. So there you go. You're actually a surrogate ear sharer or whatever it would be, the mind. You're basically the extension between whatever I'm doing here, masturbating in Orange County, and it's part of the process. Yours is the most dignified step I'm going to say so far.
Thank you very much indeed. So back to Australia again, and you are most welcome. What do you like about Australia, Warren?
I love Australia. I've always liked Australia. First of all, I'll say first and foremost is the fact that it sounds different, but the fact that you guys speak English is huge. You know what I mean? As far as overseas, going to continental Europe, like we did so many times, and just that language barrier, or Japan or whatever, it does wear on you after a while, like cause it's kind of like being a mute or an invalid or whatever, a baby. You can't talk to people, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, indeed. Although I was in Vegas recently, and they all thought I was from England.
Oh God, no, that's the best thing. See, Americans are just we're idiots. I mean, and that's like kind of our national pastime, And that's what I love about Australia too. But we have that in common, but there's a nuance. You guys have you have a little more self-awareness of it, I think, and to where there can actually be ironies, and it can, the patriotism kind of thing of where it's like, hey, we're America, that kind of bullshit is like, yeah, it's very rarely done. You have like South Park, or you have like actual satire being done, but generally speaking, people hear they go like, yeah, fuck yeah, USA, like it's that.
Yeah,
it's bizarre, and they'll like, and you guys do it too, like Aussie, but it's like over funny things, like like cricket, which is just. Yeah. But I realize cricket. Tell me that's not a real game. You guys are doing it to tourists to confuse them. It's like the drop bear thing, or the bunyip, or whatever. It's just people stand out. They just do it for days, and they're like, then that's called a gollywopper. You start making up names for it. It's hilarious. It's a great gag. but I'm not buying that's a real game, or there's a score system or anything like that.
Oh, look, we try to make everything fun if we can. While we're on fun, what do you like about our Waltzing Matilda song?
I love that song. Well, first of all, I love the fact that's like, it's one thing to write a song, like, and go, and work in, the medium, but, God, Banjo. I'm trying to remember his last name. I think of Django Reinhardt right now.
Banjo Patterson.
Oh God, Patterson. Right. Okay. Thank you. Of course, yes. In that song, in that kind of that particular strain or whatever, and the choice, like, it's like crazy. It's like writing a song in another language, but another language that's so fucking obscure, and like it's just rad. Like, to me, like I literally went through the whole song many times, with the printed up, like, kind of translated into proper, like dictionary English. Okay, that's what that is. And the story, follow the story, and the story is great. The story is just a classic. It's the most punk story ever. It's like a crazy homeless guy is like, I'm gonna fucking eat your sheep, and then the cop's like, hey, then he kills himself. It's awesome. And he talks to his sleeping bag. I mean, these are all things that I personally find quite relatable. And to have that be the national anthem is like as good as it gets. So, but I didn't get it until I had translated it,
Oh, brilliant. Look, I've got to say, Warren, I knew it was going to be so much fun to talk to you, and I was saying to a friend yesterday that the hard part is actually culling all the stuff that I want to ask you, so I'm hoping to catch up for a face-to-face while you're here.
Oh, you're here. We'll fire them off, yeah.
Look, you've been performing for so long with so many artists. Who would have influenced you along the way?
Influence is a weird thing, because it's kind of like, I think it's in life too. That there's influences that people go, I want that's a good idea, or we go, that's a bad idea. Like I'm not going to do that. You know what I mean? Like, they can influence you away from it. So, I mean, everyone is, you know, it's always fluid, especially if you spend a lot of time with people. You get to know them quite well. Most people, I would say, there's a lot of people I've worked with that I just think are awesome. And it's the kind of the philosophy, like with the band, where it's like, they're people that I really like too, and that's more than anything, you know. And coincidentally, some of the most talented people happen also to be the coolest fucking people, which is bizarre to me. I think it's awesome, and it just makes no sense. You would just assume that they're total assholes because, you know, I don't know, because most people are.
Yeah, this is true. From all the people I'm lucky enough to speak to, you're the one person I've always wanted to ask. You must have a funny dream backstage amenity. What would be your ultimate rider?
Oh, well, you know, we've actually we actually have done, because when you do send your rider on, especially on a tour, and if you want to know how well the ticket sales are doing, like, we'll put kind of superfluous items on there, and if they're there, it means that the tickets did well. That was the kind of shorthand. If there's socks in the dressing room, then we know it's sold out. If it's but if this kind of obscure, we have a snack cracker over here called chicken and a biscuit. Yep. But biscuit meaning like not a cookie, like our version of biscuit. But it's not a biscuit either. It's a chip, which is not a French fry. It's real mess. Messy. That's a tough one for. But chicken and a biscuit, we like it because it's not popular, it's hard to find, and it's a funny name. And then if that's there, that means they're trying to impress us because apparently there's going to be asses in the house.
Fantastic.
We played with that meat. Yes.
Chicken and a biscuit will be easy to get here.
It was funny. We were just in Iowa. Like, we were in the Midwest. It's just like, it's, you know, we'd never played, I think, the state of Iowa out here before because it's so fucking far and there's nothing there. But they had the chicken and biscuit, and we're like, oh my God, they really want us to come back. That was a very kind gesture on my part.
Well, they're probably sick of potatoes, aren't they?
Well, yeah, you know, they're just they're pretty sick of everything. It was snow. I don't know. I like Australians don't do snow. You're like, fuck that. Like, we're not gonna build a city where there could potentially be snow, and so we'll stick on the coast.
Exactly. Yeah. What, and Christmas? God, give us sunshine.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and you know, it is that the beach culture too. That's one thing I do like about Australia is there is a vibe to that. Like, I grew up in Huntington Beach, so there's actually a fair amount of slang that comes. You know, like the surfer is the kind of like it's like the silk trail of cultural, ridiculousness and words like vomit or gnarly or stuff like that.
Absolutely. What guitar at the moment is your favourite to punish?
That's very punish. Well, actually, I've been. I have this guitar, this Telecaster that I got a while back. Fender. It's from the custom shop, and I had some damage on my main guitar, this orange guitar I've been playing forever. This other kind of custom Paul Frank guitar through Fender, and this thing I was like, wow, it sounds really fucking good. And I don't even think about it. I'm like, it must sound really fucking good if I'm saying, hey, it sounds good, because I wasn't listening.
Yeah.
I was like, that's cool. I tend to, I'm not real anal about the gear, but I also would say I gotten very excited about, what are these things called? I have these Hagstrom, they're like hollow body. And for some reason, hollow body, they sound really rad heavy. So, recording wise. So, which I never had ones, I never thought about it. You know, I thought they look like, that's like not rock guitars, you know.
Absolutely.
I assume.
Yeah, you would assume. Do you have a favourite track to perform live? Being the youngster of the group, of course.
I'm hoping that well, you know, we did record I'm an Individual, and that was the first new song we've recorded in quite a while, and I could see that being fun to play for maybe if a crowd was, you know, in line with, because we're like, this song's rad because it's just so ridiculous. I'm sure you're familiar with the tune, right? Of course, I would imagine.
Yep, absolutely.
Yes, that's the Jocko, 1985, I'm in a Bloody Vigil song. So, and we did it, and we just recorded that. And so it was actually, it would be fun to play there. And because it's like, this song's so fucking Australian, it's hilarious. It's rad.
Agreed.
I mean, it's the through line usually on Australian kind of themes. It's like, I'm a prisoner of society, or I'm a, there's all these kind of things. You go, yes, yeah. That's awesome.
Fantastic. Look, I'm being given the hurry up. There's so much I want to ask you, so I'm hoping to catch up in Melbourne, hopefully, while you're here. Your announcement to Soundwave 15 is... Sorry, go ahead, Warren.
Yeah. You're very professional, and we would encourage that.
Fantastic. You're a gentleman. Your announcement to coming out here is a tremendous treat for all of us and for your fans here particularly. Thanks very much for your time today, and I can't wait to catch up with you later on.
Oh, well, fun. Yes, we will. It will be fun.
Fantastic. Thanks, Warren. Take care, mate.
All right. Take care.
Bye-bye.